Any update on Brandon?
He's still a no-go tonight. Still not feeling well enough to play. Yeah.
First time seeing Miami, very skilled team, very talented. Just your overall thoughts on them watching on tape, because it's, playing them a little late in the year.
Yeah, I think you're hitting all of the bullet points, direct. They're a tough team. They pride themselves on being mentally tough, and, they're a good defensive team. They're playing through Bam and shooters around. I think they'll get Butler back, but it's going to be a really good test for us tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Bam, the very, very good 5, but he's also a willing passer and a very underrated passer. How does he different from other passing big men like a Jokic or a Şengün?
He's similar. He's similar in his ability to rebound the ball and initiate the break like some of those guys do. We know Jokic does it, Sabonis does it as well. And then, he's accustomed to getting double-teamed, especially on the post, and he's making plays out to Robinson and Hero and those guys, and they're making shots.
If Zion will be able to play?
He'll go out and warm up, and, we'll have an answer for you guys shortly.
Herb Jones, when you just look at his efficiency numbers this year, he's kind of flirting with 50, 40, 90. What do you just think about the growth he showed on the offensive end in the 3 years he spent with you?
Well, it's a credit to Herb. The thing about him, the beauty in Herb is that he's the first one in the gym every day, no matter what type of night we've had before. He's there again, working, striving to be the best version of himself that he can be, and we all trust him, and we trust him on both ends of the floor, and it's great to see his hard work pay off, and Herb play with the confidence that he's playing with right now.
And we talked a good bit about Z last night, but this season, just because he's been healthy so much, this is the most time you've been able just to be around him and be able to coach him. I guess, what have you learned as far as how you need to coach him, how to use him within your offense, and just how to get the most out of him, just the way you talk to him from day to day?
It's a continuous learning curve, and the challenge for Zion and myself is to continue to have open communication about what works and areas that we see that we can improve, and that's the beauty in having high talented, high IQ basketball players like Z, is that when he touches the floor, you can put him on in almost any action offensively, and he's able to figure it out. But the biggest thing for him is, like you said, is working towards allowing him to be as healthy as he can each and every game and have a long season. And, it's great to have him on the floor at this point in the year.
And Willie, going back to Christian's question for a second, have you ever seen somebody that's entered the league, worked so hard on their shooting like Herb has? First 3 years, he's in the gym probably every day, at least multiple times.
Yeah, I've definitely seen some guys throughout the course of my career that, was like Herb in terms of shooting. I came in with Kyle Korver. He comes to mind right away. He was one of the first guys in the gym. Obviously, he's known as a shooter, so he worked on it a ton. But Herb is special, and his mental toughness. No matter what's going on around him, he's the same every day, and it's a joy to have an opportunity to coach him.
So Miami has swept this series, I believe, for the past 3 seasons. What do you think you guys can do to kind of, what do you think you guys can do specifically with this squad to kind of snap that streak?
We have to be the tougher team in between the lines. That's the deal with them. They've been there before, ton of experience. They've won some big games, big playoff moments. We saw the run that they had last season. So in order to beat teams like that, you got to execute for 48 minutes, give yourself an opportunity to win, and you have to be mentally tough.
Coach, from a defensive perspective, looks like you guys are really playing at a high level, and that's been more of your identity this year. Would you say that's a fair statement and something that you've been emphasizing?
For sure. from the moment that I got here, collectively, it's something that we wanted to achieve as a unit, is to become a really solid defensive team. We felt like if we could achieve those type of goals, it's going to give us a chance to win big games, have some big moments here, and we like where we're trending right now, and we know it's a ton of work in front of us, but I love that our guys are committed to it.
I was just going to follow up on that. You have such a big, strong front line with smaller, quicker teams. Does that at times provide challenges for you with that bigger front line, and how do you counteract that?
Yeah, at times it does, and what allows our defense to be really good is that we can make adjustments, and when we have to make those adjustments, our guys are ready to do it because we go over it in practice, and as best we can, game-like situations. So if we have to go small and switch screens, or we have to play some zone, we try to work on those things so that when the game comes, it's not new to us.
You mentioned Jimmy Butler earlier. When he's on the court, what's the biggest thing that you have to watch for with him?
He's a gamer. He can take you to the post. He gets to the free throw line. He's really good defensively, and if the game is close, he's one of those guys that can close a game out.
Coach, getting back to your defense, you lead the league in three-point percentage defense. I'm just wondering what are the elements that have gone into your successful defense of the three?
It's pretty simple. As best we can, try to stop teams from getting into the paint early and contest all shots, high contest rates, and try to finish possessions. Don't allow teams to get second opportunities, because when they do, that's some of the best times to offensive rebound and swing it out to the three-point line. So we watch it on film, we work on it, and as I mentioned before, it's great to have guys that are committed to it, and we got to go do it tonight.